Local gun control advocates are applauding the federal government's latest reforms. One of the key aspects in a bill President Biden signed over the weekend is closing the so-called boyfriend loophole. News 12's Angelica Taruno explains how it could help domestic violence victims here in the Hudson Valley.
We've been advocating for years to close that loophole.
The first major gun safety legislation to pass in nearly 30 years.
Now we have a tiny little bit.
In New York, convicted domestic abusers were already prohibited from owning a gun.
In New York, it was a little complicated.
So depending on the crime, it applied if the convicted person was married to, lived with, or had a child with the victim.
We know that domestic violence doesn't only exist in those specific type of relationships, and that there is domestic violence abuse in dating relationships.
So now it will also include serious relationships of any romantic or intimate nature, quote unquote, boyfriend and girlfriend.
Now the protections of the gun law will apply to you.
However, there are certain exceptions in the bill and something some feel doesn't completely keep victims safe.
After so many years of fighting, it's a good start, but more needs to be done to keep survivors safe.
If you or someone you know is experiencing domestic abuse, we have information on where to get help on our website, news12.com, or you can call Hope's Door local hotline at 888-438-8700. In the studio, Angelica Taruno, News 12.
Okay, Angelica, thank you. Well, one provision to the bill, a convicted domestic violence person can get their gun rights back if their record is clean for 5 years.